Question number 25. The function t of x is shown in the table below. Determine whether t of x is linear or exponential and explain your answer. If the function is linear, it's going to have the same slope throughout the whole problem. Exponential, the slope would change. So what you want to look at here is how are the variables changing? If I look at my table for x, each time if I look from -3 to 1, I'm going up 2. From -1 to 1, I'm going up 2. From 1 to 3 and 3 to 5, I'm going up 2 every single time on the x. So now I want to look what's going on with the y's. And remember, this is really just your y function. So from 10 to 7.5, on my calculator, I can do 10 minus 7.5, and I get 2.5. So it's going down by 2.5. Now if I look again, 7.5 minus 5 is 2.5. So from here, I'm going down 2.5. I can do it again on my calculator. I'm going from 5, so I'm going to do 5 minus 2.5, and I also get negative 2.5. And then from 2.5 to 0, down 2.5. So throughout the whole table, the change in y over the change in x, negative 2.5 over 2, that is the same for every part of this table. Therefore, this is linear. So I'm going to write that down. So it's linear because, and we have to explain our answer, it's linear because the slope between the points is always the same. Something along those lines. There's 2 points on the Regents right there. Next question. Marcel claims that the graph below represents a function. State whether he is correct. Justify your answer. So if I look at this, for this to be a function, every x has a y value. So now, if I look at this, I also think of the vertical line test. If I draw a vertical line anywhere on this graph, it should only intersect it once. Well, if I draw a vertical line right here, I'm intersecting the graph in 2 places. Therefore, this is not a function. So let's see here. We got to make sure we answer this correctly. Let's see here. Claims that the function is correct. So Marcel, or however you say it, is not correct. Remember, they said that it is a function, so therefore we're saying that it's not correct because when x is 2, there are 2 y values. You can only have 1 y value for every x coordinate. Okay? Another 2 points on the Regents. Question 27. Solve for y. Okay. I got to solve for y. So I see that I have parentheses squared. So I'm going to write them out twice. Now I'm going to FOIL. Y times y is y squared. Y times -3, -3y. -3 times y, -3y. -3 times -3, +9, equals 4y minus 12. Now, because I have a y squared, I need to factor. If I'm going to factor, I have to set this equation equal to 0. So I'm going to move everything over to the left-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 4y from both sides. So I have y squared. I have -3y minus 3y minus 4y, because I'm subtracting that, plus 9 equals a -12. Now I'm going to add 12. So I've got y squared. Now if I look at this, all of these y's I can put together. I can combine them. -3, so what I'm going to do is on my calculator I can do this. -3 plus -3 plus -4 is a -10. So I have -10y, and then 9 plus 12, I can do that right on my calculator, is 21. So now I have to factor. GCF, difference of perfect squares, bigger both. This one is a bigger both. This tells me that my parentheses are both the same sign, and both of my parentheses are negative. Y and Y. I need two numbers that multiply to 21 and add up to 10. 7 and 3. I'm going to split and solve. Y equals 7, Y equals 3. There you go.